we've got, what's that list of people's names? Okay, we've got 5 board members that their terms are up. And let me name these over for you. And we need to, I guess, take a motion, have a motion made today if you choose to reappoint all these folks. And then that would go to the industrial committee, and then the industrial committee could then forward it on to the full commission, and hopefully get them appointed in December for starting January, because their terms run out end of December. Their names are Jimmy Sandlin, Glenn Hutchins, Larry Elkins, Patrick Lund, and Paul Keys. I would mention to you that I will not be seeking reappointment to the board. As many of you all know, my personal situation with my wife Pam is kind of deteriorated, and I'm just not able to serve anymore. It's been very difficult to keep it going the last couple of years. I've actually been on this board after I was actually appointed to the board, industrial board, about 1979 or 80, and I served until I was elected to the Hawkins County School Board for 6 years, and then I came back on in 1988. So I've been on this board 36 years. I've been chairman of it for the majority of that time, probably 33 or 34 years of that 36. I appreciate the support that you all have given me, and the folks of Hawkins County that have, I guess, seen enough trust in me through my tenure at Holston Electric for as manager for 31 years, and school board, and it seemed like ever since I got out of the military back in the early 70s, I've been involved in some kind of public service to Hawkins County, and these last few years especially was, and I'm not saying this in a, most of it's been out of my pocket. It's not, I don't get reimbursed for mileage or any of that stuff. It's just, you know, and it's my time. And basically, we've just reached a point where I can't fulfill anymore. I've been on the phone. At nights, weekends, we had an accident. I was on the phone with Rebecca, night before last? We had a
Tuesday.
Somebody fell off a horse, or a horse bucked them off up at Phipps Bend, and we're calling around trying to find out what's going on, because the neighbors up there were saying there's lights flashing and sirens going off and everything.
It's something
and it's something every night. I spend more time at Phipps Bend than I do on the golf course, and that's just not conducive to good health.
That's right.
But I appreciate the opportunity. I will continue to serve through December, but next month, what I would suggest, I guess let's get a motion to approve these other ones if you see fit.
I think I have heard from everybody else saying that they are wanting to be reappointed.
We'll serve.
Is that correct?
I'll make it motion.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to reappoint Jimmy Sandlin, Glenn Hutchins,
Patrick Lund, and Paul Keys.
Paul Keys.
Was that Bill and then Orville? Is that correct? Okay.
Okay, do I have any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. So we will forward that on to the industrial committee. I've also got, Mr. Otis Muncie, who's, I guess, the longest serving board member. He and I were appointed at the same time back, whenever it was, 79 or 80, to this board. He has continued to serve all those years. The last year or so, he has been totally incapacitated. And so, what I would say is I would advise you to come up with a couple of names or a couple of people to appoint at the November meeting. And so they would have them take over at the end of this year also. So be thinking about that. Bring if you have other names, have them submit a resume to Rebecca so she can get it out to all of the industrial board members.
Right. I'd like to have time to get it out to all the board members so they can have time to review it before our next meeting. So if you can get it to me at least by, mid-November, let's say, the 15th,
What's the date for the next board meeting again, Rebecca?
I think it said the 21st, is that right?
21st?
Yes, 21st.
And just a reminder, the commission meeting will be a week earlier, so the resolution would have to be put in a week earlier. Because the Christmas is, the normal meeting's the 23rd, so they moved the commission meeting to the 16th of December. Yes.
So what would have to have it to you guys the 2nd or the 9th?
Well, it'd have to be in, I think, Tuesday's the deadline at 4 o'clock on the 10th.
On the 10th, okay, that gives me time, so, yeah. So if you get resumes from anyone, wishing to serve on the board, or if you have a recommendation and talk to them, just give a resume, send it to me, and then I can get it out to all the board members and let them have time to review it before our next board meeting.
Anyone else have anything before we adjourn?
Thank all your time, Mr. Ham. Thank you so much. God bless them all.
Like I say, it's been a great joy for me. I'll have you a list of all the industries that we've touched, I guess, in these last 36 years for our next meeting. We've been involved in a lot of them over the years. I was thinking, I guess the first one on the list that I had mentioned was when American Float Glass was AFG and ASG, or ASG and then AFG, and then we were involved in negotiations with Asai Glass, the Japanese group, when they took over, and then this latest transition from Asai Glass to Cardinal Glass, and I've been fortunate enough to sit in on all those negotiations and everything, and it's been a real joy to be able to help companies like that through the transition. Hopefully, Cardinal has been a real blessing to Hawkins County so far, so we keep the work going. I'm assuming then in January you would have a reorganizational meeting and appoint the new officers and everything at that time. So, anything else before we adjourn? Otis is not here, so somebody else might have to.
I'll do it.
All right, we stand adjourned. Thank you.